I really have lost all respect for Tony Blair this past week, because not only has he gone on a BBC interview and told us all that free speech on social media is really dangerous and we better clamp down on it and we better give way more power to the mainstream media than they already have, but he's now come out with this. Tony Blair blames mass immigration on Brexit as he tells Keir Starmer to re-establish close links with the EU. So this guy thinks that he's still Prime Minister and that he can run the show and that he can make us rejoin the EU in all but name, pretty much. Now, let's have a little look more at what Tony had to say. So he said we need to think how we repair the relationship with the EU, and then in time we've got to think as a country of where we fit in the world. That to me sounds like rejoining the EU, if you ask me, or get pretty darn close to it. And on immigration, Sir Tony then took aim at Brexit, accusing it of failing to deliver on its one big promise of reducing immigration, calling it absolutely extraordinary that Brexit had increased immigration. He added, "I understand it wasn't the intention, but the result is we have higher levels of immigration and higher levels of people bringing dependence into the country." Has nobody ever taught this man that basic point that you learn in statistics, which is that correlation does not imply causation? Yes, we have had big problems with immigration post-Brexit. Does that mean that Brexit is automatically the cause of it? Absolutely not. Okay, it is incompetent people in power who haven't had the backbone to use the new border control powers that we do have as a consequence of Brexit. That is why we are in this mess. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Tony is right. If he is right, though, we would probably see a slightly different pattern in EU countries, would we not? If it's the case that rejoining the EU, or at least having closer ties with it, is going to reduce mass immigration, then surely EU countries are not seeing the same problems with immigration that we are seeing. Well, let's put it to the test. Let's take a look at the stats. So how bad is let's have a look at the illegal migration problem in the UK. So this is from the government website, their official statistics. In the year ending June 2023, there were 52,530 irregular migrants. Note that the whole government webpage has changed from saying illegal to irregular because illegal is a very hurty word, apparently. So 52,000 irregular migrants detected entering the UK, up 17% from the year ending June 2022. Just a little side fact there for anybody who was fooled by Rishi Sunak, who told us that he was stopping the boats and he was reducing illegal migration. It actually went up. 85% of these arrived via small boats. Okay. Well, surely the numbers must be much lower for EU countries. So I figured let's take a look at Germany, for example. Let's see what the stats are like in Germany. How many do they have turning up in a year there? 266,000 people were suspected of entering the country illegally, a 33.4% increase on 2022. So not only did their illegal migration increase at a higher rate than ours between 2022 and 2023, but their illegal migration is, more than 5 times higher than ours in a year? Yeah, it really sounds like if we join the EU, or get pretty darn close to it, as Tony here is suggesting to Keir Starmer, that that's going to solve all our problems. Now, what about the whole EU? Oh, okay. So the European Border and Coast Guard Agency recorded 380,200 unauthorised crossings along the external border in 1 year. This is the highest annual number since 2016. Okay, so looks like, Tony, the EU, they're doing great when it comes to immigration. They've really got control of their borders. They've really got control of that freedom of movement area in the EU where you can just walk through and do whatever the hell you want. Yeah, seems like we should rejoin and that all our problems will be solved. The boats will stop. They won't send anyone here. Yeah. Makes perfect sense. Sorry, Tony, but you live in absolute delusion, and I am going to be pretty darn annoyed if you push Keir Starmer in the direction of rejoining the EU or getting darn close to it. We were already in a pretty dire situation as it is with the cabinet that we've got, which I'm pretty sure is 100% Remainers. We haven't got any Brexiteers in that cabinet at all. And the most important guy when it comes to this topic, we've got David Lammy, Foreign Secretary. I know he's not Home Secretary, but he's Foreign Secretary who is going to be negotiating with EU leaders, negotiating our relationship with EU leaders, the main driver in deciding whether we get closer to the EU or we pursue Brexit further. That guy, David Lammy, he said that Brexiteers in the ERG are worse than Nazis. So make of that what you will. I don't think that things are going to get better under this Labour government. The mass immigration and illegal migration is definitely not going to get better if they see the solution in getting closer with the EU. That is a completely hopeless strategy, ladies and gents. I'm Chloe Dobbs. This has been another video for Reasoned. Make sure you stay subscribed to our channel or subscribe if you haven't already so you do not miss out on any more of the reporting on the madness going on in this crazy country. I'll see you soon.